Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we have this slideshow, which will, in this slideshow, we are going to you to learn how inventory valuation is done using FIFO, means first in, first out, LIFO, last in, first out, weighted average, and perpetual inventory methods. These are the four methods to be covered during this slideshow, and this question is taken from the previous exams of BCom, the Bachelor of Commerce, BCom Part One, and from previous years question, and we are going to solve over here, explain it inshallah, and hopefully you will learn a lot from this thing. First question is, Big Bang Company specializes in sale of sports goods. During the year 106,000 units were sold for a total price of 800,000. The opening inventory on January 1 consisted 9,800 units valued at 37,800. Purchases during the year are given over here. At different occasions, these purchases were done, and the per unit cost is also given. Now, what we are required is to compute ending inventory. What is the value of the ending inventory, and compute ending inventory cost using FIFO, first in, first out, LIFO, last in, first out methods, and weighted average methods. In the next slideshow, you will learn in this the solution has started. Inventory, opening inventory was 9,800 units, worth 37,800. Purchases as 20,000 units at 4.10, and the next purchases are 30,000 at 4.15, and next is 50,000 at 4.25, and again 10,000. Last purchase is 10,000 at 4.80. Now we are in the next slide we are going to learn how the methods using to calculate ending inventory using these methods. This is the ending inventory units. How to calculate opening inventory? We had 9,800, and purchases is total purchases is 110 units, and goods available for sale was 109 19,800 units, and units sold is 106. These are all given, and at the end we are left with 13,800 units as ending inventory. In the next slideshow we are going to use these methods. The first in, first out method means for FIFO, first in, first out, means, in other words, the ending inventory consists of the last purchase and maybe the one or two purchases previously. So over here, as we have an ending inventory as 13,800, so first we take purchases as the last purchase was 10,000 at 4.80, the worth is 48,000, and then we need 3,800 from the previous purchase, that the cost was 4.25, and the total cost was 16,001. So the ending inventory cost is 13,800 units at 64,150. This is the cost of the ending inventory. Now, if we use the LIFO, last in, first out method, then we will start from the beginning, from the start. So the ending inventory we are left with is you know ending inventory is 13,800. These are the total units. So first opening inventory shall be taken at 9,800, and the cost was 37,800, and then we need 400 units from the next purchase at 4.10. It is very easy. If you go back and see how this is done, you will be able to understand it very easily. So this is how LIFO method is used, and in the next slide we are going to learn how the weighted average method is used. So here it is, ending inventory using weighted average method. So per unit cost, we have to calculate first the per unit cost. The total cost of the goods available for sale was 505,700. If you go to the previous slides, you'll see 505,700 units is the total goods available, cost of the total goods available for sale, and the total goods available were 119,800, and if we divide it, we'll get a per unit cost as 4.22. So the ending inventory is 13,800, and we multiply with 4.22, we get the ending inventory cost. Right? This is very easy, and it is done. To next slide now. Perpetual inventory system is used by Lotte company, and an inventory card is maintained for each type of product in stock. Following transactions show the details of one product only, that is the product name is FLO, the product name. So on March 1 we had an beginning balance as 200 units at rupees 6, and the total cost of the unit was 1200, and out of these 200 units we sold 180 units at rupees 10. This is the selling price. So 1800 is the total sale price. Then on March 12 we purchased 300 units, costing us per unit cost is 6.50, and total cost is 1950. And on 20th and 28th we sold 125 and 100 units, costing us 11 rupees per unit, and the total sale cost is 1375 and 1100. Now we are going to use perpetual inventory method using the FIFO inventory valuation method. And in the next transaction requirement is to prepare journal entries, including adjusting entries, etc. In the next slide we are going to do this. Now this is the card of the product, that is FLO. On you see on date 1st March we had 200 units as balance, and the price is 6, and total cost is 1200. Out of these 200 units we sold 180. Under the sales we have it's given 180 units sold, and the cost of goods sold is 1080. And as in the balance column we are left with 20 units costing us 6 rupees, and the total cost of the inventory left with us is 120 rupees. On March 12 we purchased 300 units at 6.5, and the total cost of the purchase was 1950. And now we are left with balance as 20 units from the previous opening inventory, that is 20 multiplied by 6, 120 units, and 300 multiplied by 6.5 as 1950. This is the total cost of the inventory available with us. And on 20th March we sold 120 units, and it consisted of 20 units from the balance from the opening inventory, that is 6 rupees. 20 multiplied by 6 is 120, and 105 multiplied by 6.5 will give us 682. 0.5. This is the cost. If we add up, we'll get the cost of the 120 units, and we are left with 195 units, costing us 6.5, and 1265 67.5 units. On 28th, we sold 100 units out of 195, and the cost of the sale is 650, and the remaining balance with us is 95 units still left with us at 6.5, and the total cost of the ending inventory is 617.5. So the balances are given over here. Total purchases were 300, 1950, and total sales are 405 units. And if we add up the cost under the cost, 2532.5, this is the cost of the goods sold. 405 units sold at and the cost of total cost, not the sale price. This is the cost of goods sold, and 95 units are left with us, costing us 617.5. Now, computation of gross profit, how to calculate. If we add up the sales, we go to the previous slides and add up the total. We had made 3 sales, 1800 plus 1375, and these are the selling prices. I mean the sales total. If we add it up and we deduct it from the cost of goods sold, we are left with sales less cost of goods sold gives us the gross profit. Right? It's hidden over here, but this is the cost of goods sold. In the next slide, we go for the journal entries. First, we are going to give the sales price. Accounts receivable 1800 units. If you remember, 180 units were sold, costing us 600 6 at rupees, and the sale is 1800, and the cost of goods sold is 1080, and cost of goods sold is debited and merchandise is credited. Next, we are going to purchase merchandise of 300 units, 1950, and accounts payable to be credited as 1950. Secondly, we on 20th we sold some goods, like for example 120 units, something like that, and the total account receivable is 1375. Sale price is 1375, and the cost is 802. If you go to the perpetual inventory card, you will see that cost of goods sold is 802.5, and merchandise to be credited 802.5. And on August 28, again 100 units were sold, and 1100 is the price at 11 per unit, and the sales is 1100, and cost of goods sold is 650, and merchandise is credited, and we are left with ending inventory as to be debited. Ending inventory to be debited 617.5. These are the cost of the 95 units left with us, and we credit the expense and revenue summary. And we are going to close the opening inventory. We had some 200 units costing us 1200, and expense and revenue summary is credited, and merchandise inventory is expense and revenue summary is debited, and merchandise inventory is credited by 1200. These are the journal entries, and probably this is our last slide, and hopefully as you practice more and more, you will learn, inshallah, more. Thank you very much. You are requested to please subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.